Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Legal Environment of Business at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you just a little bit of feedback on the chapters 23 and 24 activities that I finished grading this morning. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities. Alright, so the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the chapters 23 and 24 activities this morning. Most of you did well on those activities. If you haven't already looked at your grades for those activities, go ahead and do that as soon as you can. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. But like I said, most of you did well on those. And like I always tell you, I really appreciate the time and effort that you're putting in, the hard work you're putting in. So keep up that good work. The discussion that we had for chapters 23 through 24 that dealt with the ethical implications of giving holders in due course special rights. I thought that went really well. I enjoyed reading everyone's responses and examples that they gave. Now, I did notice that some of you gave examples that weren't really an example of a holder in due course. Keep in mind that in order to be a holder in due course, you've got to be a holder of an actual negotiable instrument, like a check. It's not just a transaction that includes three parties or more than two parties. It's got to involve a negotiable instrument that has been transferred to a third party. Okay? So keep that in mind. I think some of you are kind of getting confused with a transaction in general involving three parties versus a negotiable instrument being transferred to a third party. In order to be holder in due course, the holder in due course specification is specifically for a negotiable instrument that is transferred to a third party, giving that third party, that holder in due course, special rights if they meet certain conditions. So just kind of keep that in mind for the final exam and so forth. Just kind of make sure that you understand that. If you're still having questions about that or you still don't understand it completely, let me know and I'll be glad to help you. But hopefully I gave you at least 2 or 3 examples in the discussion replies that I gave. So if you haven't already read through those, go ahead and do that. And that should help you to better understand what a holder in due course is. Okay? All right. And that brings us to actually one more thing about chapters 23 and 24. Most of you did pretty well on the chapter test for chapters 23 and 24. But a lot of you are still just taking the test one time. Just as a reminder, you can take those tests as many times as you want to up until the due date. And your highest grade is automatically recorded on those. Also keep in mind that those chapter tests are going to be opened up as a resource to use to study for the final exam. So just kind of keep those things in mind. Let me know if you have questions about that. All right. Then what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities, if we go to the activities page in my Ozarka, right now we're on the tail end of week 12, kind of towards the end of week 12 here. Of course, we don't have anything else due this week. And actually, we don't have anything due next week, week 13. But our next set of activities are due the first day of week 14. So don't let it sneak up on you. Even though there's nothing due next week, you should still be working on the chapters 25 through 27 activities, which are due by Sunday, November 19th. All right, so you've got a good amount of time, about a week and a half, to work on these activities for chapters 25 through 27. But go ahead and get started early. And most of you have been doing that. But if you haven't been doing that, especially on this set of activities, since they're due the first day of a particular week 14, it would be real easy if you wait too long to kind of run out of time. So just kind of keep that in mind. So be working on those activities next week. Let me know if you have any questions. By the way, chapters 25 through 27 deal with agency law, the ways that you can terminate an agency, and the various types of agencies, such as the employer-employee relationship. The main type of agency relationship in business is that employer-employee relationship, and so there's going to be quite a bit of time spent on that particular relationship in those chapters. Okay, so be working on those. Remember, you have your PowerPoint slides linked on the assignment page. You've got your videos linked that cover all the concepts from those chapters. So use those. Use your textbook also, obviously, as a resource. And like I said, as you're working through those activities for chapters 25 through 27, if you run into any kind of problems or have questions, I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. And that's really all I have for you for today. So enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to you again sometime. Probably not next week because we don't have anything due next week. So it'll probably be the following week. The first part of week 14 is probably the next time I'll talk to you. All right. So I will see you then. Thank you.